Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished guests. Good to see everybody. So, my topic is parenting under stress, and I will begin by just talking a little bit about stress, because I think once we understand what actually stress is and what it causes, then we can begin to put processes and tools in place that would help us to be able to at least kind of be able to manage it better. So stress is not only, I think for us, especially these days, people throw the word, oh, I'm stressed, oh, I'm this, but we need to really understand that stress not only causes you to kind of kind of spoil relationships with your children, because we're talking about parenting under stress. Not only does it create a distance, but it also makes you sick. It's a cause for a lot of health issues that will also eventually create that divide between you and your kids. Because at the end of the day, we always say, well, health is wealth. So we have to look at it from that point of view. And I was introduced, as somebody who really values nature, who I'm very, very passionate about nature and sustainability, which is about living a life that creates impact and feeling good about yourself. So I feel like when we start that way, when we look at life as something we always give, whatever relationships we have and whatever people we come across, we are looking at life as something that we give to whoever we encounter. And starting from that space, you're always having to feel good about yourself. So the stress automatically is relieved because you're meeting and doing things that actually give back, that create impact, and that is not to be easily looked down upon. Living a life of intentionality actually relieves a lot of stress. So also it gives you a better quality of life and all of that. When we talk about, yes, I do a lot of things. I carry different hats. I deal with different types of people, whether from the community, from my women community to employees, to farmers, and you need to understand the psyche of each kind of group you're working with, where you're always, like I said, trying to make impact and trying to not take life too seriously, I would say. I think as women, we don't really give ourselves grace. We kind of are very hard on ourselves, we have to do this, we have to do that. But managing stress is about just meeting life where you're at and just doing your best and understanding that that's all I can give right now. I can't do everything. There's no talk of balance where at any given point you're just like balancing everything. Some things give, and you just have to know at a certain point what is the priority, what is the most important thing that I need to give my energy and time to at this given time. And I think as parents, part of the managing of stress and bringing up children that are emotionally stable and are able to balance life in the best way possible is you are basically showing them and guiding them how to do things. Sometimes it's not what we say, but in our action that children watch us and they look up to us. So seeing how you do things and how you manage your life also helps them to be able to become more stable and more emotionally grounded. I know I have 10 minutes. I didn't actually prepare a speech, I'm just winging it because I thought I would just be on the panel. But parenting under stress, all of us here, I think women right now, we're doing the most. We're carrying and putting on so many hats. We're not only, responsible for our households, we also have jobs. Some of us have multiple jobs. Some of us have careers, and then we have our businesses. you know, so we're really doing the most, and we have community, social events, and all of these things. So managing stress is about prioritizing. For me, especially, that's what I know, you know, at any given time, what is the most important thing. We're going to talk about tools later, so I don't want to go too much into what the panel discussion is going to be, but at any given point, knowing what your priority is and focusing on that, then making sure that you finish what you've started before moving on to the next thing. I think that really helps to manage stress. And then, of course, you know, what we all talk about, the diet and exercise, is very, very important. You know, have something. I think creating routines should not be seen lightly. Routines actually help us to manage stress, to have some sort of sanity where you know exactly where you're supposed to be at any given time. So creating routines is one of those. Creating healthy habits, healthy eating habits. Yes, we cannot be healthy all the time, but at least being aware of the causes of how our diet and exercise affects our health should also be considered. Yeah, I think, am I given my 10 minutes? So thank you so much.
Thank you so much to you too. Very well done. I can't wait to hear all the points you'll be saving, because you saved a lot of points. Let me save that so I'm waiting to hear all of that. So thank you so much.